Let's start with a 3, 2, 1. So, hello everyone. Welcome to our Divi project spaces on a Friday. Thank you all for taking the time to join us. And as always, we love having you all here and answering your questions, and obviously sharing all the exciting things we've been working on over the last week or so, as well as all the cool things that's coming up. We've got some really cool stuff to share with you today. Just for people who are listening to us later who probably don't know about us, so just start with a quick summary of Divi. The Divi project was created back in 2017, so we're one of the older ones now. And the blockchain has been running successfully since September of 2018. Our goal has always been to make crypto easy and accessible for everyone, everywhere, and that hasn't changed, and you'll see that through all the products we're putting out. That's what we're trying to do. There are many facets to Divi. On the Divi Foundation side, which is obviously where we're hosting this from, we've been focusing on the Divi coin and lots of important updates to our blockchain technology, some of which we're going to share with you today. I think that's quite exciting. And then Divi coin has been in the grid for the last 7 days, mostly in the grid. That's amazing. So thank you everyone for getting involved. Let's keep that up. And then on the Divi Lab side, we have 2 key products. Divi Wallet, which is our main and most popular product. It's a self-custodial mobile wallet. We got over 270 plus tokens in there. You can, send, receive, stake to earn, which is also really good. Convert within that, and also, of course, you can very easily buy. So that was launched recently as well. So there's loads of stuff you can do. If you haven't got it, go over to diviwallet.com and you can download it there very easily. And then the other product we obviously launched earlier this year is Divi DeFi. Again, there's lots of other ways to earn through that as well. And also, if you want to learn about DeFi, head over to our Divi project website. On the blog, there's a whole series about DeFi. So come check it out. So without further ado, let's dive into today's show. I'll just quickly go through what we're going to talk about, and then I'll hand over to Rob. So one of the first things we're going to talk about, like I mentioned earlier, is on the Divi project side of things, the blockchain, so all these cool things we've been doing in the background. And that's something that's quite new, and it's not really been done in the same way that we're looking to do. So Rob's going to talk about it, and hopefully Wise will as well. It's another huge step in achieving, across all of the things we've been doing in achieving utility and obviously more security and safety. So that's going to be quite key, and we'll talk about that later. And then we'll also have an update on the DAO side of things, and also, which most of you have probably seen, Divi Doge is up and running. We'll talk about that too, and we'll finish off with any more questions. So without further ado, that's me done. Rob, over to you to talk about these exciting updates on the Divi side.
Okay. I think we've got, let's see, I've got DAO and I've got some Simplex stuff. Actually, if Voice is speaking, if he's here, he should probably lead off with what's going on there.
Yeah, he can speak now. Yeah.
I am able to speak now. What was the is it coming through? I can't tell.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, good.
Okay.
You were asking about the DAO, or are you asking about other technical features and updates? Because I just got
No. Fire away with the latest and greatest with the wallet itself.
Oh, well, I think everybody who follows my account, sometimes, thankfully, Ryan retweets it out of the Divi project, or Kyle, Divi wallet account.
And me.
And you, thank you so much.
I've taken a new role at Divi now.
No, that's great. That's great. My account, it's usable because I'm logged into it at most times. But you see, when something is going on, the reason why you get such a quick update is because I'm in the middle of it, right? So it's like if there's something being worked on, kind of think about it like being in the fire, right? So I can say, oh, that's going to affect people, and then I try to be on top of that and do the announcements. Well, you saw yesterday and the day before several tweets going out about some developments on the back end and some updates going on. For the desktop users, you will please share this if you see an intermittent status of not running or anything like that. It gives you that perception it may not be running. You can confirm that, by the way. I have the same tool I had in Telegram. It's in Discord. So you can check your own masternode. You don't even have to log into your desktop wallet at that point. You can simply just log into your phone and use the commands. I made a video of it. And the reason for that is there's some major back-end updates going on. And these are just the little sparks that are happening before we start the prep work, right? This is the sweeping, this is the cleaning. We're organizing things before we start this journey down, which will be the migration of master nodes into the validator nodes themselves. So that's also going on with the mobile wallet. So if you see some mobile wallet deploy issues, that's because there's some new updates coming on how that process is working. And hang tight if you're trying to deploy on a mobile wallet at this moment. That should be coming through probably. I don't want to say because again, Neeks will kill me if I give it time. But very soon that will be updated, and the deployment for masternodes will be great. But masternode status. Currently, for some individuals, especially if you're staring at your computer screen, you'll see an intermittent false negative. So I could say ignore that. But if you wanted the confidence that everything is good, you could just visit Discord, go to the support chat channel, fire the masternode command and your address, and then bang, it comes up what its status is. So I guess that's it. There's lots of things going on. So anything else you guys can ask me?
I just want to add one little thing because I am still getting questions about with some panic and fear about masternodes ending. And so I just want to reiterate real quick that this is part of the plan. It's been going on for months. And if you read, there's 3 blog articles that leads up to the fact that we are upgrading our masternodes to be these validator vaults. It is part of the plan to free us up to make some really exciting adjustments and feature sets to the wallets that we can't do with the masternodes in place. So you really got to look at this as an upgrade, and to make our blockchain and our nodes and our network in a position that lets us do far more amazing things than we're able to right now. So it's not like something is ending and it's the end of the world. It's much more like a door is opening and we're allowed to do new things. So please, if you hear other people or you see in Discord and there's still confusion out there about masternodes ending, oh my God, the world is ending, please ameliorate this and help us communicate that this is all positive. It's all part of the plan. We've been working on this for months.
Years.
And we're finally coming down the final, the little stretch here to get past this part so that we can really open up and really get our blockchain working into the feature sets that we're wanting in the future. So it's all positive. It's all good. There's a little, you got to go up steps to get to the next level. The steps suck. Yeah. So we're doing the steps right now.
May I add that everything in life goes through phases. Nothing is constant. And so when we look at the masternode migration, where everybody loves masternodes, there's no question about it, and that is that love is to be preserved, right? Just because we're calling them something different and they do more work, it's the same thing that as a child, you can't do the same things as you mature and become an adult. And again, masternodes are a migration into this new status where they will still do many of the same things they did before, but they're growing up and they're going to work. And I think that's going to be expressed later in this chat, why this is so important. We'll see how that goes. But everybody is going to be on this journey, this progressive journey, and I mean that in a positive way, that the goal is to be able to do things exactly what we've been speaking about, or even Jeff, when the white paper was originally done, the things he spoke about, these things are coming to fruition. We as a community need to work together through this process to make all of this happen. So this is a community-driven effort, as well as a foundation effort, as well as a labs effort. It's all three together. We work together to make this all possible.
Cool. We should take any questions on validator nodes right now, if there are any, because it still seems to be some points of confusion, but I don't see any, so we're going to move on. DAO. I got a short update on DAO. The first is there's still 4 votes up there right now. I think they're up there for a few more hours. It's about the NFTs that we are going to be making available for purchase to be involved, rather than rather than the ones that you get when you launch a validator node. So it's all about those. And also voting things like quorums and making proposals and so forth. So those 4 are up. I spoke about them last week. I don't want to reiterate all that. But in Discord, we're talking about a new one that I want to see if we can get the text together for. I think I mentioned this last week that there was a lot of talk in the trading channel about getting onto Gate.io. This has to be a Divi project foundation thing to do, not a Divi Labs thing to do. So perfect opportunity for the DAO to come in and show some work even before we get all of the voting stuff. It's still very tight to our community right now. So feel free to participate. We're trying to see what kind of thing can we put together, what kind of mechanism can we put together to gather funds in a crowdfunded way so that we can get funding for Gate.io, and then work out systems by which that those funds are returned later upon certain prices being achieved. So that's kind of the discussion that we're having in there. It's gone kind of in phases, up and down. But we're looking to raise, I believe it's $200,000. We might be able to get it down. I can't tell you how far down, but if we can get some funding together, maybe we could propose whatever we get together. Who knows? But it's about getting on Gate.io, not another one, because that's what the opportunity is right now. Feel free to jump in and help us create the mechanism by which we do the crowdfunding and by which maybe funds are returned upon getting on and success of the Divi coin there. So that's that is not a proposal yet. We're, as I said, in the Discord, go in there and help me generate the idea, the mechanism, and the verbiage of the proposal itself. So that's what the DAO is doing right now.
Great, thanks,
okay.
Rob.
No problem.
Cool. I'll give a quick update on the next point before we move on to the bit I mentioned about the blockchain side of things. So, as many of you have seen, Divi Doge was launched earlier this week. Nick has been pushing out, some competitions, and the website's going to be ready soon as well. So, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. We've got some retweets in our account as well. So Divi Doge, and also there's going to be lots of more fun things to do with that. So Nick will be pushing that out as well. So if you haven't had a chance, give us a follow on there, and lots more exciting things are coming your way. And then after that, we will go on to talk about what's coming up on the blockchain side of things that we are quite excited about, making it more safer and secure and, driving more integrity. Over to you, Rob.
Sure. So, this kind of harks back to the discussion about validator nodes and getting and moving past the master node style. What we're doing, what it's allowing us to do is not just create a blockchain that is safer and more secure. And by that, I mean, we are improving any attack vectors that are possible. We're improving whatever the efficiency of the nodes themselves. And we found a number of ways that, and as time goes on and as the light paper comes out we'll detail this more. But to create a tremendous amount of more utility to the blockchain itself. So not just it's not just moving Divi around, but really as Labs wants to move into Web3 and provide a whole set of features that are applicable for corporations and conglomerates and companies and Web3 services and all that. We are intending to move into a place where we are providing a bunch of features and platforms for that to happen. And the cool part is our blockchain has to accommodate it. In the end, like we see that our blockchain ways to do things that people are currently doing out there, but we can do them in a way that is way more decentralized. And that's really what we're trying to get at. So almost, if you look around right now in the Web3 and blockchain world, it's fascinating that even Ledger just got here, right? That in order to provide a service that we want, it almost always gets to a custodial and centralized methodology. And like lending, key storage, all of this kind of stuff. And not all of those, maybe some of them, but not all of those need to be like that. Even moving from, if you want to move from Ethereum to Polygon or whatever, even that has a centralized step into it, right? And Bitcoin to Rootstock, same thing, has a centralized step in it, and we have a way to avoid this and improve our abilities to secure your funds and to again reduce the attack surface that bad people can use in terms of attacking it, but also in terms of presenting things in the ways that are not honest. I'll put it that way. So that's the key. Is that's what we're moving towards. So not only is Divi Labs providing a bunch of features that are Web3 enabled, and in the short term, it may. Like if we're not quite there yet with this solution or these sets of solutions, in order to achieve them, quickly, it may not originally be on the Divi blockchain. Right now it's just easier to get a proof of concept or get something going on Polygon or Ethereum. However, when we have this in place, we will have every urgency and every reason to move it over because we'll have the same feature sets as any of those blockchains. We'll have it cheaper and we'll have it far more secure with these developments that are going in place because, and again, one of the reasons are because master nodes are going to be out of the way.
It's because of validator nodes.
Yes. Yeah. So that's kind of a tease, and more will come out. I just finished the final draft of the light paper. I sent that off to Renuk. I think we're going to make it pretty now, I hope. And when we deliver that shortly, we will see the features I'm talking about. But it's a light paper. We're not going to see exactly how they're implemented on the Divi blockchain. But we will as we detail each of these things out, and as we start delivering these features, we will see how this happens.
Yeah,
I think one of the. Oh yeah, sorry, go for it, boys.
I was just going to add one thing. What we just said was, and everybody can laugh. We're talking about a lot of tech, so of course this sounds like wah 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 to some people, right? I mean, honestly, it does at some point because when we use these words, we have to have a visual, right? We have to have a mental picture, some past experience we bring to it. Before we get there, the one thing I want to formalize, state broadly, widely, proudly, is that Crypto Made Easy is all part of this. Crypto Made Easy is still the foundation. Crypto Made Easy isn't just for you. It's also for developers. It's also for merchants. It's for business to business transactions. All of these things should have this philosophy built in. And so when we talk about these great changes coming to validator nodes and these possibilities, the focus is still going to be this progressive, continual focus of Compass. How do we make it easy for the developers to on-ramp and start utilizing these things? How do we do these kinds of things? So I want to stress that, because some people have said that we're dropping who we were. And I want you all to be able to squash that bug so it's so flat that it's not recognizable anymore, but that there is no reformation in that statement. We have always been that way. We will always be this way. We take the tech that's super complicated and we're trying to make it obviated and easier for everyone while still having these magnificent new upcoming utilities and ideas. That's my statement. I'll leave it there.
Cool. And I want to add one thing, because that's exactly right. And there's one more part to that, is that a lot of people are focusing on the made easy part, right? But it's crypto.
Yes, crypto.
Right? And it's Web3. So the issue is, we could have made things easy, right? In the same way, and like, you centralize everything, you put it in a big pool, and now it's easier to deal with. Almost every platform, that's what I was talking about before, almost every platform has attacked this problem that way. Okay, it's easier, but it's Web 2, but it's banking. It's the same crap we're trying to get away from. Crypto made easy, or Web 3 made easy, or whatever, this side of this sovereignty made easy, however you want to look at it. It's not just the made easy part, it's the first part that we're trying to do. That, like, it's not, you can't just leave it and then say, okay, now we've made it easy. Like, you haven't actually made it easy.
You haven't actually made it easy.
The problem is that, right, the problem is that crypto made easy isn't easy. And if it were, like, everybody would already be doing it. But you can see, again, I like this ledger fiasco is amazing, right?
Well, it's not just the ledger thing. It is everything regarding EVM. Let's just say this, just, and this doesn't mean that I'm anti-Ethereum or anti-Polygon. I think most of you have seen that I participated and built some things on this. I participated in the original. We'll just say it. So Nick and I both participated. So Ethereum was a big thing in my head where I thought things were going, and I was very excited with Ethereum. And I was very excited with some of these other things. In fact, a fanboy, you might even have called me. The point is that certain things about Web3, in fact, all of Web3 has become somewhat centralized. Ledger is a separate feature and function, and they've made mistakes not understanding who their community is and their marketing and their changes. But that's a marketing issue. That's a business issue. Web3, if you use MetaMask, if you use Wallet Connect, if you use any of these kinds of services, do you know that you're only logging into one of maybe 5 major providers? That's it. That's it. When you use any of these services, I don't even care if it's Coinbase app, it's got its own service, but it's going to connect to something else. It doesn't connect directly to the blockchain. It connects to an access point. That access point connects to maybe another service provider. That service provider has their own nodes that sync and then bring that information through. That's one of the things where Rob is talking about sovereignty, but we also have things that concern the censorship issues when you talk about blockchain. And that's where you have these problems on some of the offerings out there, which are good. I use MetaMask. Don't get me wrong. I'm not ripping on MetaMask. But the fact is that in certain respects, some blockchains have focused on developer-made easy and then sacrificed some of our sovereignty and freedom and introduced not the likelihood, but the actual cases of censorship of users and transactions. This is not good. So we focus on freedom, we focus on sovereignty, we focus on being censorship free, we focus on all those things, but we focus on making them easy, right?
Yeah, and I wish it were easier.
It's not.
All right, I think I'm good. You got some more stuff for Nick?
No, I think so. I think that's great. Again, we will share as and when we can. And obviously, we don't want to give the game away too early either. And you know, like the guys have been saying, we want to make sure that it's done properly so we can start to share with you. So, and also when we've got the light paper ready, we'll be putting it out. And as Voice mentioned, in a way that's easily digestible for everybody.
Yes.
You know, and that's our job. We will make sure that it is easy to understand. And again, you know, if there's any questions, you can ask us now, and or if not, also follow up on our social channels. So, any questions from anybody? Oh, seems to be all good.
Cool.
All right. I mean, we've got 2 minutes to go. We've done it very rapidly today. I did realize I also spoke quite fast at the beginning because there's quite a lot to get through. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining in, and Robin, Voice, thank you as always.
Absolutely.
It's been great, and I hope you're all excited as I am. There's so much good things coming. All right.
I can't wait to go through the light paper.
I can't wait to share it, to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting there.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have weekends. I'll talk to you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.